So, Pokemon Go, that's a thing. That's a thing that exists. Yeah, it's old news. I know. A lot of people have said a lot of things about it. It was in style, and now, yeah. But I never got into it. Nope. It came out 1 year after I graduated, and I was going to a community college, and I didn't really want to spend a lot of time there catching that. So yeah, time passed, life went on. The summer of Pokemon faded away, but somehow this game lived on. About a month ago, Cody from the alternatehistoryhub.gov told me to get off my ass and play some of this shit. He needed help catching a big Bidoof or something. At first I was resistant. I mean, I don't go outside. I installed it and forgot about it and fell asleep. I was determined to play this game, to get as far as any normal person could, but I'd never leave my apartment. Nay, no, I'd never leave my lazy boy recliner. See, this is challenging because the game is inherently designed around the concept of going outside the real world, and that makes a couple gameplay elements function as obstacles in this case that I would have to overcome. Now, luckily, this wasn't impossible since Pokemon spawn commonly in my apartment. That's a start, but stuff like walking with your Pokemons and hatching the eggs of the Pokemons. See, that stuff, it counts your steps and the distance you've traveled, so it would require not sitting in a couch. So I installed something like a Google Fit on your phone to track the steps. You turn on Adventure Sync, make sure the app's not open right there, and then you put the phone in a sock and you shake it around. I think you know where I'm going with this. Sure, it takes a bit longer than walking, but okay, so there's another issue. The primary way to get Pokeballs is through these Pokestops, which are also outside of the apartment building. Raids will give you great Pokemon, but you gotta go to specific locations. And while you can tweet out your friend code and hope to get some gifts from people, it's not gonna get you enough. You're gonna have to buy some shit. You're gonna need to buy the balls, and the XP boosts, and the star stuffs, and this thing, and the Pokemon pheromones, and the Miss Magnus hat, and the Delibird gloves. So yes, it costs quite a bit. In my first month of playing, I'm approaching level 30, but all this came with a cost, a specific cost of $257. So, yeah, this was a learning experience of sorts. First off, it should be noted that none of these expenditures were necessary to enjoy the game, but they were necessary to progress at a decent pace if you sit on your couch. All this made me think about microtransactions in all video games. The way that money is just disassociated from your brain as you equate it to 200 coins and not $2. Things used to be different. Back in 2009, Halo 3 Mythic Map Pack added 3 new maps, including the highly desirable Sandbox, for only $10. In 2010, the world was appalled at the Modern Warfare 2 Stimulus package, adding 3 new maps and 2 remade maps for a cost of $15. At the time, this was seen as crossing a line, but only 10 years later, $15 in Call of Duty won't even get you 4 weapon skins. Now, in short, this happened because people got desensitized. Loot boxes would rise and eventually fall as legal action was had, only to be replaced by the infamous season pass. 3 months to level up so many levels to get the things you want. But all this is manipulated as well, as double XP will be implemented for a brief time, only to be taken away to make it that much harder to reach your desired goal. It will always be more beneficial if you don't reach those final levels, at least to the publisher, because you're more likely to buy the last final levels. Now, Pokemon Go is not exempt from any of these issues. Think about Kyogre virus, how many people during this time could not leave their homes for frivolous activities. During this time, remote raid passes were created, so you could access events from home for a price. This brought in a lot of money. The morality of profiting off tragic events is nothing new for corporations to do, but that's another discussion entirely. money. There's nothing wrong with buying the occasional skin for your Pluba or Blump for your Plumple, but remember that every time you do, it only cements the publisher, the developer's decision to implement these systems, because, well, it worked. Reasonably, somebody could put out a game and give you free updates for no cost, simply to keep new players coming in and, well, revenue generated that way. But some of you may be asking, Tyler, how does Pokemon Go make money if it doesn't sell this stuff? Because it's free to play, right, Tyler? And I would say to you, that's right. It has to sell this stuff, and they wait for people to buy stupid shit. And I did. I bought a lot of stupid shit. And so now I had to make this whole video about microtransactions and consumer practices just so I could take these costs and write them off as some sort of business deduction on my taxes next year. See you next time. This is Tyler of Knowledge Hub.